Hello, this video is just a short introduction to the CTR4ever website. Recently, a lot of people have commented about the website being old and difficult to use, so I am making this video sort of help people understand how to use the website. This is the home page where you land when you open the website. And here's the login, but of course first you need an account. Now the website is so old that the original system for registering accounts broke down in about 2008, and how you register an account today is by sending an email. You can use this form here. You send an email to webmaster, and once you do that, go to the Discord server and pester the mods until they will register your account. But once you've done that, you can log in, and let me just log in. Now you can do things such as submit times. Now the submission form is fairly simple. First you pick your track, then you pick your category. Say you want a course time, you select this, you want a lap, select this, and so on. For the alternative leaderboards for various character classes, pick one of these as according to the character you're using, and simple enough. Now when you submit times, you may want to check out the rules for proof. Now I recommend having a full video for all the records, but things that you should check out is that PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 are allowed. PSP, PS Vita, and PS TV are not allowed. They have some clock speed issues. You can use a modded console, PlayStation 1, to play between PAL, NTSCU, and TSCJ. Just make sure that the frame rate is correct. Emulators, well, the rules here say BitHawk and Mednafen, but we generally recommend Mednafen if you want to use an emulator. But there is an additional rule that you must live stream when you play with Mednafen. I don't know if this rule is going to stay forever, but at the moment we still have this rule. If your time is not good enough, not super good, you generally do not need to provide proof. But once you reach a certain level, which you can read about here, you should definitely start providing proof. And generally, we do recommend recording video from the beginning because it allows players who are more experienced to give you advice. Now, let's see where your times will go then. So here's the charts page, and this one has every single leaderboard on the website. And let's say Crash Cove. So now we're on the Crash Cove course leaderboard, and you can see every single player who has a submission for Crash Cove course in the main category. And that's fairly straightforward. You'll see the time, character they used, version, their SRPR, their standard points, and when that was posted. Let's see then where we'll go next. So here we have the site records page. On the site records page, you can see the world record, the best time on every single track, and both for course and lap by default. Now here, these links will forward you to the alternate category leaderboards, and we can, for example, select here course and lap acceleration character, and then you can see the world records for characters such as Coco or Engine. And yeah, this is especially great for players who only have access to NTSCU, because now you can compete without having access to Penta Penguin. Next, we should go to the average finish page. Now, average finish is the primary leaderboard for overall rankings. This is how, like, if a time trialer says, like, oh, I'm top 10, it means that they're top 10 in average finish. This is the main leaderboard players have generally agreed to be the most representative of skill levels. I think everybody agrees that it's not perfect, but it's the closest we have to an objective ranking. But there are other leaderboards. We have total times. Total times just simply sum up your course times, lap times, or course and lap combined. And just like on average finish and all the other ranking pages, you can select a custom selection of these. On the computer, it's a bit confusing, but yeah, you can just shift click any selection of these. On the phone is actually a little bit easier, because you just have a checklist. There is also SRPR ranking, which is essentially your record compared to the world record, turned into like a rating for each track, and this rating is then average. And then we have a medal table, where you just have like a naive, like literally how it works in Olympics. And then we also have this thing called country rankings. So for medal rankings and points is another system. It's a little bit like in Trackmania. We have country rankings, and some people, including myself, are amused by this ranking. I've long campaigned to try to push Finland, and we've now reached rank 3 here. Maybe one day we can overtake France as well. Okay, and then one of the big things in the time trial culture are the standards. And the standards are a set of times defined by the authors of the website. And there are old standards and the new standards. The old standards are the default standards, and you can see them here. And in the community, if you have beaten every single one of the God column standard times, then you will be considered a god. It's just that the standard is named God, so if you beat all the God times, you're a god. Justin Zimmerman in I think it was 2019, 2018, made a new set of standards, and we have tried to keep them updated, but these standards are more up to date with very modern techniques and are extremely difficult to compete in. You can see here in yellow what standard the current world record has. Now, the standards were originally a leaderboard system, a ranking system, but as you can see, as of making this video, 62 people have completed every single God time, so there's a 62-way tie for first place in the original standard ranking. But the updated standard ranking actually is somewhat a functional leaderboard. You can have many opinions about how good it is, but it turns out to be very similar to average finish. So yeah. And finally, there's a very neat feature on the website called matchups, and I can just like put myself here and put Powerade here, and if I search myself in Powerade here, you can see me versus Powerade, and you can see I lead him in 10-8 and 11-7. This is a very cool way to see just between one and another player who's the best. This website was pretty much feature-wise a copy of the Mario Kart Double Dash Leaderboards, which itself was a copy of Mario Kart 64 Leaderboards back in the early 2000s. So that's why it is the way it is, and it hasn't really had any major updates since it was made beyond certain feature updates, but like the layout and everything is exactly as it was 20 years ago. And yeah, exactly, this website turned 20 this year, so congratulations to CTR4ever. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this was useful to somebody.